everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jasmine. I am a pop culture colored pencil artist. I draw your favorite pop culture characters, all in a realistic style. If you need tutorials on drawing people realistically, make sure you subscribe because I do make tutorials every single week. This current drawing that I am working on, I have been working on it for actually years. I just recently started coloring it a little over a month ago, and I've been making a lot of tutorials for different sections of it. Today we are working on the hair. So this is part 1 of coloring Jason Momoa's hair. Part 2 is pretty different. I had to break this up into 2 parts because part 2 of coloring the hair is very different from part 1. It's a completely different process. Starting out, I decided to use the black and a sepia to map out the darkest parts of his hair from where his forehead basically starts. And I did end up having to extend the forehead a little bit so that I could darken it when I needed to add the hair that was going to be there, because the hair casts a little bit of a shadow on the skin. Since the light is coming from like the top left, I had to make sure that the hair is like casting a shadow in the right direction. So that's where you see me coloring the forehead a little bit, even though I said we're going to be working on the hair today. When you're drawing hair that is, you can see the hair coming out of the forehead. I don't know what the style is called. When it's a hairstyle that has the hair basically pushed away from the forehead, it's a little bit more challenging because you have to draw the strands a little bit differently. You got to be a little bit more strategic in placing them, and you can't draw the strands too dark or too bold. You can't color it too heavily because then it'll look weird. So I'm using little circles to blend in the skin tone a little bit, but also darken it around where the hairline starts. Because of the direction of his hair, I decided to color the top right corner of the hair first. That is a very dark part where there's a little bit of hair coming down, casting a shadow on his face, and then under that there's a little bit of strands that you can see that are kind of further back, almost touching the forehead. So that's why I decided to start there. I am using a lot of black in this drawing. This is actually my last black pencil. I don't know when I'm going to be able to buy more pencils again, so I'm trying to make this last. From start to finish, I'm probably going to use 2 entire black pencils. Right now it looks like his hair has stripes in it because I'm mapping out the darkest parts of it. Hair can be a little bit confusing when there's a lot of hair, so try to do it in smaller sections if you can. The challenge with this drawing, even though I'm like pretty experienced with drawing hair, is that his hair is long and the hair is going in different directions. The easiest way to do that would be to block in the color first. Do all of the really dark, heavy coloring first and make sure the hair is going in the right direction, like the sections that you're doing, and then you can go over that with the X-Acto knife, do the individual strands, which you'll see a little bit later. So once I did some of the black, I went over that with the sepia. That way it has the appearance of dark brown hair without doing too many layers of pencil. And then I start with the X-Acto knife, putting individual strands of hair and going over that with different shades of the burnt sienna. Hair is very tedious, just make sure you take your time with it. The more time that you invest working on the hair, the better the result will be. Hair is a really big component of realism. I've seen a lot of drawings where people draw all of the hair on the face, like the peach fuzz and like everything, all the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the hair on the ears, maybe there's hair on the neck, there's hair on the nose. I've seen people do all kinds of different stuff drawing the hair, and it really just makes the face pop a lot more. Usually the bigger drawing that you can do, the more hair that you can see. This is a pretty small drawing. It's actually smaller than my hand. I have to factor that into the amount of detail that I'm able to do. The smaller the drawing is, the less detail you can add to it. I'm slowly working from the center of the head outwards with the hair, and you can see there's some dimension to it now because I'm using different shades, but I'm coloring it all in like solid blocks. So there's like solid blocks of black, solid of brown. I think I used the burnt umber as well, or the raw umber. There is a lot of black required to do this hair. So his hair is pretty multicolored. It's like brown, it's golden. He has some highlights in it, so once I do all the really dark hair, I'm going to have to go over it again with the X-Acto knife and map out where all of the really light hairs are, all of the highlights, so that the hair really pops off the page. And we'll go over that in the next tutorial. Right now, this is just mostly the base layers. In the next tutorial, I will show you how I have to color the background before I can actually finish the hair on this side. And I went in in with the white because I like to use white after I've etched away when I'm trying to add in a lighter shade of a color. Where you are seeing me etch away and add in the white pencil, I'll go over that again with either the dark flesh or the sepia or the raw umber. The raw umber is a little bit more of a greenish olive tone brown. I don't use that a lot. There's a large chunk of black on the right side of his face. As you'll notice, I'm still drawing other tones of hair where the black chunk of shadowing is on the side of his face, because it does make a difference. You will be able to see the hair in the final product. It's not just a pitch black area. There's actually a lot of different strands of hair in there. It's hard to see on here, but in the reference picture you can see it a lot better. After that, I started coloring a huge chunk with the black pencil, but I didn't make that a completely solid black area. I did add in the brown after that because it needs to look like a really dark brown for that chunk of hair to be set back in space. That's all I have for you guys today. Please subscribe if you want to see part 2 of me coloring Jason Momoa's hair. Feel free to check out my website, jasminebakerart.com, where I have tons of pop culture drawings. I have a lot of original drawings and prints available for sale. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.